Hi, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of SOS, Saturday of Spirituality. I'm Neshama of IamNeshama.com, where we help you develop a spiritual approach to life, creativity, and personal growth. Last week's episode of SOS was a special edition entitled The Spiritual Free Climb. So what was that segment all about? Well, even though everyone's spiritual journey is unique and specifically tailored for them, I believe that there are certain milestones that are common to everyone's spiritual journey. Last week's segment was based on my own emotions and thoughts that I had to confront along my spiritual journey that I felt like others could relate to and ultimately benefit from the lessons that I learned because of it and the spiritual understanding that developed in me as a result of having gone through it. The spiritual free climb is about coming to this point in your journey where you feel like you can't pull yourself up any higher and you can't push yourself any further, and you start to become overly aware of what seems like distance between the you identify with right now and this vision of you being your best version and living the life that you want to live and contributing to the world in this profoundly magnificent and purposeful way. It's the point where you start to believe that you're falling prey to, shortcomings in your character or behaviors that you feel are unworthy, and it's ultimately keeping you from getting to this image you have of yourself, which ultimately lies at the top of this mountain. This is also the point where we start to think that it's possible to get a no in response to our questioning, can we get to the top of this mountain? Can we achieve being this person? And the fear that we might be told by some ultimate authority no causes us to start to, give in to this fear of, I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall. If you remember in the previous episode, there was this point where I said letting go is not an option. And what I've come to understand is you have to let go. You have to let go to defy gravity. So why is it so critical that you let go of this mountain, right? In order to succeed. So this version of yourself, this vision that you have, that you've placed at the top of this mountain, is already inside of you. So what are we holding on to? What are we climbing up? What is this distance that we feel? So what I've come to understand is that this mountain consists of all of our judgment of ourselves right now, all of our assessments of our past, what we've done, the mistakes that we've made. These are the things that create this mountain, this sense or this false sense of distance between the person that we want to be and the person that we identify with right now. All the things I didn't get right in the past, I make a judgment on it. It turns up in my mountain as a rock that I have to overcome. I have to somehow get above making mistakes like this. All of my thoughts of my behaviors, my ideas about, what a good person is, what a strong person is. These notions that we have all show up and manifest as rocks in this mountain, things that we feel we need to overcome or surmount in order to be the best versions of ourselves. once again, it comes back to judgment. And what I understand now after having gone through it is that we don't have the tools to assess or make right judgment on ourselves because we don't know what that particular event in our life really meant to our spiritual development, what it did for us, what it grew in us. We don't know what's trying to come out of us. What does this oak need to grow and manifest? What we're calling shortcomings and what we're calling mistakes or character flaws are actually our strengths looking for the right expression. So if we don't do these things, if we don't go through these things, then we will never find what the right expression of these strengths are. So it's key to understand that you have to let go of the mountain because you have to let go of your judgment of yourself, the judgment of your path, of your journey. You have to be able to let go of your notion of the road that it takes to get from where you believe yourself to be right now and the person that you want to see yourself as being in the future. You're already that person. There's this saying that the mighty oak already exists in the acorn. This is true for us. That person, that vision of yourself, that ideal life that you want to live, and that grand, profound, purposeful contribution that you want to make to the world already exists inside of you. You're doing it. Every action that you take, every step is moving you closer to the fruition of that. But when we judge ourselves based on one season of our lives, when we judge our road and our path that is ultimately designed to lead us to this person that we see in this image, in this vision, then we start to become timid. And we behave timidly when we're approaching life and when we're engaging with life. We don't want to make any mistakes. We don't want to fall. There is no fall because there is no mountain. Let go of your judgment. This is what I learned as I was going through this. Stop judging myself. We like to believe that these successful people that we hear about, the Gandhis, on down to the Tyler Perrys, we like to think that they could have achieved those feats without having the bad experiences in their lives, the chastisement of, their experience. They say Tyler Perry lived in his car for a week or so, homeless. We like to think that he could become this, grand person that people see today without having that week period or 2-week period or however long it was in time. But this, again, is a false notion. It's this false judgment that we place on a path. See, because that built something in him. It released something in him is more what I should say. Yeah, it doesn't build anything in you. These hardships that we experience, these struggles, these trials, they're not meant to build something in us. They don't build our character. They release our character. And if you don't go through this process of, shortcomings or bad behaviors or just being right where you are doing what you're doing in that moment, then your greatness doesn't have the opportunity to be released. So I have 3 steps that I feel enabled me to let go of this mountain, to realize that I'm defying gravity. I am standing. See, something wants me to believe that I'm at the bottom of some mountain, and I know now that I'm not. So I'm able to stand. I'm able to defy gravity. So these are the 3 steps that I feel will be helpful to you. The first, stop judging yourself and your actions in this moment. Stop judging the path that's in front of you. Stop judging what you're having to go through in order to birth and realize this vision that you have for yourself. Stop judging it, because what you're judging is all of the components that were designed for your spiritual path so that it could release your best self. Release the best character traits in you. Release the strength in you. Release the faith in you. Release the belief in you. So stop judging yourself, okay? Tip number 2, forgive yourself. Forgive your past. Forgive the experiences and how you reacted to them. Forgive it. Because I guarantee you that in that moment, you did the very best that you could. Which means that that situation was designed to release something in you. And if you don't forgive it, you'll get stuck in it. Forgiving your younger self, that 13-year-old who was just a little too sassy, and that 12-year-old boy in you that was just not strong enough or didn't hold his own in a moment, which contradicts everything that we're taught about manhood and coming of age. Forgive that person. Forgive yourself. Give yourself that past, because that was a season in your life. It is not the summation of your life. This is counterproductive to spiritual development. It just is. Because the truth of the matter is that all of these things were specifically designed for your spiritual journey so that it could release that great vision that you have for yourself in you. Ultimately, it's releasing you from this small self that you identify with, because that person only exists because you believe them to exist, because you identify with them. So every situation that comes to kind of crack the illusion of this smaller you, this unworthy you, is a godsend on your spiritual journey, because there is no distance between you and the person that you want to be. And tip 3, let go. Just let go. We're not in it alone. We don't do this alone. It was never meant for you to climb a mountain. The mountain is there to wear you out so that you have to let go, so that you'll learn that you're not going to fall because it's an illusion that's built up by your own judgment on yourself and on your road and on your experiences. But these are all just a season in a life that we will live. And the only reason why it seems like it's not when we look at other people is because we are looking at a fuller picture. We're not looking at, March 31st, 1970, so and so. We're not looking at that particular day where this person, they were just a little bit selfish. Let go of your thoughts on what it's supposed to look like. Let go of this idea of how it's supposed to feel. And hold on to you and the belief that you are worthy and that you can do it. Thank you for watching this episode of SOS, Saturday of Spirituality. Hopefully something that we touched on today will help you in your spiritual journey. Until next week, I'm Neshama, reminding you, so let go of the mountain, hold on to the vision. Yeah. Let go of the mountain, hold on to the vision.